Welcome back. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to fold this Origami Naboo Star Skiff designed by Chris Alexander. The designs for which can be found in his book, Star Wars Origami by Chris Alexander. Great book, lots and lots of wonderful models in there, especially if you are into Star Wars at all or into origami at all. Great things can be found inside. So to get started, you are going to need an origami square. You can use any size of paper. If you're anywhere else in the world, you can use whatever you've got. Take this top edge and fold it down to create a triangle and roll it over to the edge. Make sure that you've got these two pieces parallel here, and then use your bone folder to crease that diagonal. Then trim away the extra paper on the bottom, and that should leave you with an origami square and a diagonal from corner to corner. Then we want another diagonal here from corner to corner, so take this bottom left corner and bring it up to the to the top right corner and valley fold that, and the result will be a valley fold from corner to corner and what I like to call the origami X. Then flip your paper over, bring the bottom edge up to the top flat edge, valley folding it so that those edges are parallel. Crease that center crease, unfold it, bring the right hand edge over to the left hand edge, valley folding it to create a vertical valley fold, and you'll have the preparation for the water bomb base. If you flip your paper over and press the magic button, you'll be able to bring these two sides in and easily create your water bomb base. It will look something like this. The next step is to create squash folds. So you're going to take, there's two flaps, one here, one on the bottom, one here, and one on the bottom. You're going to take this first one on the right, open it by pressing your fingers inside and flattening this top mountain fold down to meet the center line like this. Once you've got that aligned in the center, crease it like so. Then flip your model over and repeat the same step. Take the right hand edge, bring it up, insert your finger into the flap here, and take this mountain fold and squash it down so that it's lined up with the center line. Crease that. Then in the directions, he says to take this one, fold it over, take the back one here and fold it over, create it looking like that, and then take this top edge here and again squash fold it. Same procedure as before. Take this mountain fold spine and bring it right down along the center, and then crease it. Flip your model over, right hand side up, squash the mountain fold spine right along the center, and the resulting model should look like this. Okay, now we're going to perform 4 petal folds. Okay, so you're going to take, there's a couple flaps here. You've got these 2 pointy flaps on the inside, and then you've got this flap here and this flap here. You're going to take this outside edge and bring it to the center like so. Bring this outside bottom edge into the center like so. And if you can imagine, we are going to put a valley fold right here along this edge from this corner to this corner, and that's going to create our petal fold. So you're going to unfold these two, bring this flap up so that you are creasing the fold right there along that dotted line, and pressing this up. I like to take these folds right here and reverse them into mountain folds first, and then kind of align those centers here, and then lay it down, and then readjust these edges so they come right along the center. Okay, so the result will look like that, and then this piece can get folded back down like so. Okay, now you're going to need to repeat the same process 3 more times. I'm going to flip my model over and repeat the same step here. Left side here into the center. Now open it up, fold these up towards the top, reverse this crease here on the outside, reverse this crease here on the outside so that they're flowing right along this center line. Lay that point down and crease them into the center. So the result looks like that. Okay, take that top point, fold it down. Okay, and then the directions say to take these 2 flaps, 1 and 2, and fold them over. And take the back 2 flaps here, 1 and 2, and fold these over so it looks like the model did in our previous steps. Okay, then repeat the same thing 2 more times. Take this outside bottom edge, folding it into the center. Take this bottom outside edge and fold it into the center. Unfold them, petal fold this area up, reverse this crease here along the outside edge, reverse this crease along the outside edge so they're following along in the center. Lay this down and crease it in to the center. Then bring this fold back down, flip your model over, and repeat it for the last time. This edge into the center, this edge into the center, and you're going to petal fold it along this edge here, or that line. Unfold these, bring this edge upward, reverse this crease here, reverse this crease here, and then gently fold these down so it looks like that. Bring this top piece down like this. Okay, now that you've gotten that far, what you need to do is a couple sync folds. If I fold this flap over here, I'm going to reveal this little triangular flap. There's 4 of these, and all 4 of them need to get sunk up inside here. So I'm going to demonstrate this one and then do 3 more of them. Take this flap, valley fold it up, and crease it really well. That'll help you sink it. Then you're going to take this and sink it inside. So you're going to kind of want to just unfold those 2 little flaps, reverse that valley fold into a mountain fold, and tuck it inside. So it looks like that. If you look on the inside here of my model, you can kind of just see that flap inside there now. Okay, now there's 3 more of these kind of hiding in the flaps as we go. There won't be one here, but there will be the next time I flip it. And we'll take this one and fold it in. Valley fold it up. Down, open these up, and stick it inside. Reversing that crease. So it looks like that. Now I've got all my flaps kind of bunched up on this side. So I'm going to flip this over, fold this one, and I'll find one more here, This is my third one, if you're keeping track. Valley fold it really well. Open these flaps up and stick that triangle inside, reversing that valley fold I just made. And now if I fold one more, there won't be anything here. See that original side, and there it is on the back. Sorry. Okay, take this last triangle, fold it up, crease that valley fold nice and hard so it's easy to sink fold, and then open those flaps up, reverse that fold so the triangle can pop inside like that, and there we go. You should have your model looking like this now. You've got you want to have 2 points on one side and 2 points on the other. So I've got 1, 2 points here, and I've got 1, 2 points here, and then the triangular piece up here. Now I'm going to take these 4 flaps and reverse them out so that they're pointing horizontally here. So take this first flap and you're going to inside reverse fold it like this, so that this edge here, which used to be down here, is going to be perpendicular with this center line. So it should be, it's almost perpendicular, it's just a little bit off. But you'll see underneath there's going to be a little triangle that I create here and here. It's actually following that inside sunk in triangle that we just got done sinking in. Okay, now I'm going to have to do this 3 more times. 1 with this bottom flap and twice over on this side. So I'm going to bring this one out here, kind of reversing this crease and making sure that it's parallel with the previous flap, and these pieces are going to be the wings. Okay, so that's how those 2 flaps look. Here's how they look from the top. It's just a simple inside reverse fold. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing out here. Open this flap up, inside reverse fold it so that it is almost horizontal or perpendicular with the center line and sticking out like this. And this next one, same thing. Here's my flap. I'm going to lift it up and inside reverse fold it so that it matches my previous fold. Okay, now if you look at this model and the one in the book, this is actually like this right now. It's upside down. Don't be fooled by these top pieces here. These are supposed to be the top, and they're different than what I'm about to do on the folding for those bottom engines. Okay, so now we're going to fold these 2 bottom engines. I have my model flipped upside down like this. We're going to fold these 2 engines on the bottom. Okay, take this first flap here on the right, and you're going to valley fold it over this direction so that it's still parallel here, and you're creating like a little triangle right about here. Okay, once you get that, valley fold it really well because we're going to squash fold that. Okay, now what you're going to do is open these 2 flaps here and squash fold this area down so that it's vertical, so that that center line is vertical parallel to this center line right here. Okay, once you have that done, we're going to take this edge and fold it into the center, this direction. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this edge here and fold it into the center. Okay, so folding this into the center should end up looking something like this. Now, once you get that step completed, you're actually going to unfold it. You're going to unfold these 2 and bring this point up to, you can barely see it, but there's a faint little valley fold line there. You're going to bring this point up to that valley fold line, just like that. Then you're going to take this point and valley fold it back so it's just sticking out over the edge like that, so that these corners and this line are following right through here. This valley fold follows into this line. Okay? Once you get that done, you're going to actually reverse these two to make an inside, like an underneath pleat fold. Okay, so this is going to become a mountain fold here. And the other one's going to become a valley fold here. So the result will look something like this. Okay, now we're actually going to take this whole area and petal fold it up. So my valley fold is going to be right here along this crease, and this outside edge is going to fold in right along the center line here, and this crease is going to reverse and fold right along the center line here. Okay, so when you're done, the result should look something like that. Now we're going to take this left-hander outside edge and we're just going to valley fold it outwards a bit. And you'll notice once we do that there's a little pocket underneath here where I'm sticking my bone folder. We're going to take this corner here and actually tuck it inside of there. So we're going to valley fold along the center, open that little pocket up, and you can kind of see right here it's sticking in that pocket, and then you just kind of gently work it into that area so that it looks like this when you're finished. Now you're going to repeat that same process on this left hand edge. Okay, bringing this corner over here so it's still horizontal, and the vertical valley fold is right along this corner to there, creating this kind of triangular shape right here. Okay, then bring this piece up and squash fold it open so that the main crease is parallel with the center line, like this. Then take this outside edge here and bring it into the center. This edge here comes into the center, valley folding. Then unfold those, bring your bottom point up to that very faint valley fold and crease this, and take this point and bring it down so it's just pointing over the edge, and that this line is lining up here with that valley fold. Now you're going to reverse those two creases we just did. So you're going to open this up and reverse this piece here into a mountain fold, folding it underneath, and reversing this other corner here back out, resulting in this look. Alright, now take this whole piece and petal folding it up along this crease that's right here. You're going to bring this outside edge in towards the center. And this outside edge here in towards the center. And petal fold that. The result looking like this. Okay, now take this outside right edge and bend it out just a bit, valley folding it. And take this corner here and tuck it underneath inside this pocket there. So theirs is just kind of slightly tucked in. I'm just going to gently push it and tuck it the rest of the way in. Okay, now we've finished these two engines here on the bottom. Now you're going to flip your model over and rotate it this direction. So it's now sitting this way. Alright, now we have to bend these wings here. So the directions say to take this wing and fold it right along this crease. So you're just kind of coming at just a bit of an angle. It's not exactly parallel, but just a bit of an angle. And you're going to have that leftover crease. You can actually see it right here where I've dotted it from before. You can have that leftover crease there. Okay, now it says to pivot fold these, but in order to pivot fold them, you're going to have to take this area and tuck it in. It's kind of like an inside pleat fold. So I'm actually going to turn my model up here so you can see it. I'm going to reverse the first crease that we just got done making here and kind of tuck it inside this way. Then where that other dotted line is, I'm going to bend it back out this direction. So it's like an inside pleat fold. Okay, and then I'm just going to pivot it just enough so that you can kind of match it to what's there in the directions. Sorry, my fingers are in the way, but I'm trying to get it to be just right. Okay, something like that. Then repeat the same step on the other side. I'm going to fold this up this direction. And I'll have this one crease and the second crease. And the beauty of having the paper from the book is when you do it correctly, though, these two little circles here line up. So I'm going to take this, press it in, and then pivot it back out like so until it gets to about symmetrical. Okay, now that's symmetrical. Now it says to take this corner here and just mount and fold it underneath. You'll just kind of see those little flaps stuck underneath there. Okay, so I'm just going to take this edge here and mount and fold it a bit. And in the directions it says very specifically to not make the mount and fold go past the inside of this engine. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that I follow that direction, and it's not very much, it's just rounding this corner out a bit. And it says to take this bottom flap here and make it symmetrical. So I'm just going to tuck that inside, valley folding it inside so it looks like this. So it's kind of just angled here as opposed to square on the edge. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Mount and folding this side back underneath, like so. And then taking the bottom flap here and valley folding it inside so that it's symmetrical. So there's a more curved effect there. Okay, now the last piece is to create this wing end here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and fold it over so that it lines up with where the end of that fold was, the sink fold, and angle it so that this fold line here is parallel with the center. Okay, so when you're done it should look, something like this. Then this little triangle, I'm going to actually open it up and squash fold it towards the front of the ship, this direction. Then I'm going to just valley fold the tip of it back about a little less than halfway. And sorry that the paper is getting very small here and my fingers are in the way, but it should look like that when you're done. Then take this whole flap and kind of petal fold it upwards this direction. The result should look like that. Now from this little piece, you're just going to take the outside edge of it here and mount and fold it down and back. So when you're done, it'll look kind of like that from the top and kind of like this U shape from the front. Okay, now you're going to do the same process on the other side here. You're going to fold this corner in so that it lines up with the end of your sink fold, and so that the crease here is parallel with the center. Then take this flap and open it up so that you can squash fold it towards the front of the ship. That direction. Take this tip here and valley fold it back. Then take this whole area and kind of petal fold it back towards the back of the ship, like this. And then take the outside edge and mount and fold it downwards. So that again, it looks like that from the top and that from, I guess, the back of the ship. Okay, and now the last step that he has in here is to take the cockpit area and try to like make almost a rabbit ear fold, kind of like mountain fold here and a mountain fold here and a mountain fold here, so that the cockpit is kind of sticking up a little bit. So if you kind of bend this down and push your thumb up in to make that cockpit, and kind of pinch those edges as you're pushing it up and bending this down, that'll help it stick up kind of like that, so that from the front you can kind of see that cockpit area sticking out. And if you've got the paper from the book, obviously you want the lines here along the edges of the window to stick up more than the other piece. Okay, so it's kind of like that. All right, and that is how you finish folding the Naboo Star Skiff designed by Chris Alexander, and they can be found in his book Star Wars Origami.